everybody. This is Will Stiverson, Regional Director with Consumer Energy Options, and I'm just very excited about what we have going on with the call today. I just wanted to let you know that we've got some pretty big things going on within CEO, and I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to contribute some time to show how serious you are about having success with CEO. We find that most people that stay plugged into these phone calls or these conference calls every Tuesday afternoon are having some success, some consistent success. So again, I want to thank you for being on these calls. Just a quick note, I mentioned this in the announcements before we got this started, that we are getting into the winter season, and if you happen to live in a state that has a winter and snow and cold, now is a great time to get people locked into natural gas or gathering natural gas accounts. 70% of our income on natural gas typically comes from the months of November through March. So right now is the time to get people in where they can start with a November start date and begin flowing, so you'll have big checks in the future. So now is a great time to start with natural gas. In addition to that, I don't know if you guys have noticed over the past month or so, there have been some very positive improvements in our back office. We now have the ability to see how many points that we've accumulated to get to our next promotion. We also, in our back office under our team, can see where our team is at and how many points they need to accumulate to get to their next promotion. So as a field manager or a trainer, we can help our agents reach those promotions. In addition to that, just as of yesterday, we also have a feature. If you go under the My Settings buttons, which is on one of those lists of those gray buttons on the left side of your screen in the back office, if you go under My Settings, you can tap on, I think it's a leadership button or something. I know it's towards the left at the top. If you click on that, you can allow your manager to see your accounts. I can tell you this, for those of you that do not have the time to put into, full-time into CEO, I would highly recommend that you allow your managers to see your accounts. And the reason why I say that is that it helps from a coaching perspective, and sometimes there's notices that go out that you might not get right away that your manager might be able to pick up on, and they'll be able to get a hold of you right away to say, hey, we might need to adjust something here, or we might want to check into this or whatever. So that is now going to allow us to have more time-sensitive information given to us. And like I said, I sometimes can't rely on my own vices and have to count on other people to help me. So I'm sure that somebody coming into the company probably would need the same thing. So I would highly recommend that if you haven't seen that already, it just came out yesterday, that you go under your My Settings and allow your manager to see your account so they can help you not only maintain them or, help with any issues that might arise with those accounts. So that was just a few announcements with the company. Again, if you're brand new to the company, go get your first 3 bills, one of which can be your own. You can also click on the basic training in the back office. It's that blue button right above the leaderboard. If you click on that, there's a 26-page presentation that should take about 10 to 15 minutes to go through. I'd highly recommend going through that. Getting your first 3 bills will help get you some experience as far as what our processes are with CEO, and you'll get some success that you'll understand, or you'll want to go and get more accounts after that. So with that being said, I thought about this over the weekend, like what can we talk about that that would help, give you a little carrot for your business. And one of the things I thought of is, I went to a funeral yesterday, and I was in a funeral procession, and it was actually led by squad bikes and police squad bikes because the funeral was so big. And, one thing when you're driving, sometimes you might have obstacles in your way, and you don't just stop and turn around and go back home once you reach those obstacles. You find another way. You find another way to drive or find another route to reach your destination. And in CEO, sometimes we might have roadblocks that come our way. Not everybody says yes. Not everybody's willing to give us the bills. Somebody might tell you no, and you got to be able to, keep going and moving forward. And the only way that you can truly have success with any type of business is consistency, and through consistency you get experience. And one of the people that I'm interviewing today is Malcolm O'Brien. He is out on the East Coast, and he's just doing a fantastic job bringing on new agents, field training new agents. And I want to preface this, before January of this year, my emphasis in CEO was not recruiting a sales force because our compensation plan really did not benefit somebody unless you brought on experienced salespeople. Now with our new compensation plan, it really has opened the floodgates as to all sorts of people that we can bring in. And Malcolm has been somebody, we've got some processes we've been establishing on the East Coast. Malcolm has been extremely coachable. He's somebody that's a self-learner, and he's gone out. If I didn't have the answers, he would try to figure out as much as he could on his own. And he's out in the Boston area, and he's bringing on new agents. He's helping coach and teach them on what they need to do to help clients save money on their energy costs. And so I really wanted to talk with Malcolm. And Malcolm, if you could unmute yourself with *6, I'd greatly appreciate that. Malcolm, did you *6? You there? Let me try something real quick. Go ahead and *6 now, Malcolm.
Hey, Will, can you hear me, Will?
Yeah, now I can. Okay,
Malcolm. Yeah. I didn't hear anything. I was disconnected. I had to call back in. So.
Okay. Well, hey, I wanted to ask you. So when you brought on some of these new agents into CEO, what is your mindset when you go and talk to people in regards to the opportunity we have with our company?
It's pretty simple. I basically don't go to recruit. I just recruit as I go. I start a conversation pretty easy, but the question I do ask them is I just let them know that my company is expanding in the area, and we look for some sharp people that might be interested in earning some extra income. And I would ask them, would you know someone? And that's it. And I know through experience from other businesses, you're only going to get a set of answers. No, yes, what do you do? How about me? Now, you better have an answer for those. And, through the experience, I practiced on what the answers have to be. If it's how about me, you set a time to meet, and you better know what to bring in your first meeting. If you ask the question, if they say, what do you do? Well, you better have a set of answers. We help businesses and people like yourself from being overcharged by the utility companies. Are you open to finding out? If they say sure, set a time to pick up the bills and meet and possibly get a recruit at that point. If they say yes, get the name and number of the person they said yes, that this might be of some interest too. And that's basically it. It's pretty simple.
One of the key words that you had said in one of the statements you made is not would you do it, are you interested in yes or no, it's would you be open to finding out. Yep. That's huge. And so when you go and approach people like that, are they like mean to you, or are they rude to you when you ask them questions like that?
No, not at all. They're pretty open because I'm not asking them. I'm asking, do they know of someone? Do they know of some sharp people? And some of them are like, well, how about me? I didn't even ask them. They were like, well, why didn't you ask me? So I use the approach on not asking them directly. I ask them if they know of someone and let them decide if they want to be in, because I don't want to talk anyone into anything they don't want to do. But if they let me know that they want to know, that's a different story. So they're giving me the invitation to recruit them.
Now, if they're not interested, yep, nope, it totally does. If they're not interested, what do you do? Like, what's going through your mind if they just say, "Oh, Malcolm, I don't know anybody," or "I'm not interested"? What do you do to cope with that?
Yeah, I just let them know you're not interested. That's great, but may I stay in touch with you? Can I contact you in the future if you know of someone? That's basically it. I don't really push them.
And what's the response after that?
What?
Do they typically tell you, no, don't get a hold of me in the future, or are they okay with you getting a hold of them in the future?
Yes, most of them say no problem, because always 3 months, 6 months down the line, they basically it's a way for them to get rid of you. But if you say things change in life, because I met you how many years ago? 10 years ago. 15 years ago, but things changed in my life. You contacted me, right?
Yeah.
So if you keep a book of names that people that said no, that might be a future prospect for you.
Now let me ask you this, Malcolm. You kind of go into this with a mindset that it's like no big deal if they say yes or no, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if you could tell in the conversations that Malcolm has had or has approached with this, he does treat it like it's no big deal. There's no stress in his voice. He's very good at making a friend and finding a need, And Malcolm, I just first off, I wanted to thank you for taking your time to do this, and you are doing great things with CEO. But you when you said I recruit as I go, it's not I'm going to go out and find 10 people and ask them about CEO. It's I'm out and about doing my normal thing, but I have CEO on my mind, and I'm going to just see if somebody might be interested in that. Is that correct? Yes.
You know what? Throughout your daily life, there's so many opportunities. You get in contact with a lot of people, and you never know who you're going to meet. But if my thing is this: if I ask the person I'm speaking to if they're interested, I almost feel like the pressure, like I have to get this guy. But when I do ask them if they know of someone, that lightens my load, and they'll decide if they're interested or not. So that approach makes it very simple and lifts the weight off my shoulders on who I'm speaking with. I hope that makes sense to everyone.
Yep, it makes total sense. Guys, I'm going to mute out the lines. I think I unmuted them because I'm getting a little feedback. I'm going to mute again. Hang on. Lisa, if you're on the call, if you could star 6 yourself.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Hey, guys, before Lisa, let me just say this. Guys, I just want to tell you, Lisa came onto the scene with CEO about 6 months ago, and Lisa has been one that she didn't come in here with a huge warm market of people that she could talk to. She didn't have a list of people that she could just go and easily get bills and maybe get referrals from. She's had to create a market. She didn't allow an obstacle of not having a market stop there. One of the things that's impressed me about Lisa through this whole time working with her is the fact that she has been very consistent week in, week out. Every single account that she's gone after, she didn't care if it was 10 MCF or 100 MCF or 1,000 CCF, whatever number you want to use, or 1,000 therms. She went after every single account she could, and because she was so consistent over this period of time, now she's getting in accounts where she's going to make $100, $200, $300, maybe $3,000 a year. And really, she's been very consistent about this, and I wanted to have her on the call to just ask her a few questions, of what she did to stay consistent, what she did to create the markets, and the experience she's gotten from this. So Lisa, when you first got started with us, you didn't have a warm market. What are some of the things that you were able to do that helped you get the experience you needed and help get some of these accounts that we were talking about?
Basically what I did is I got started with the Chambers of Commerce and went to the networking events, kind of cut my teeth on one chamber and learned a lot there. Didn't get a whole lot of business, but I learned a lot. Then I moved to a different chamber that I thought would be more profitable, and it has been because of just different dynamics there, and the people need to save money more than the first chamber did. So that's the main area where I've really kind of created a market where I've kind of cut my teeth or learned the skills that I've needed for this industry, how to approach people, to develop that confidence to go up to a total stranger and put my hand out and say, "Hi, I'm Lisa Cornell." You know, different things like that. And mainly it's been with the chambers, but it's spilled over into other areas of my life where that confidence has been very beneficial as well.
Wow. Okay. Now let me ask you this. You know, you might not, you made a comment, you might not have gotten business, if you will, right off the bat, or maybe not as much as you would have liked. But the one key word that you had said is you've gotten some experience out of that. And what type of value do you think that really brings to you or any agent that CEO has?
I would say that experience is invaluable because with it comes the confidence. So when you're put up against the wall with someone that wants to ask you a million questions, you've got the confidence to actually answer them instead of stammering and I don't know, and you know, sounding very unprofessional or whatnot and unknowledgeable. You don't want to ever come across that way. So it's been very beneficial for me to get that experience, and I definitely would recommend, you know, I use that phrase, cutting your teeth, getting started. I would definitely suggest getting started on the small accounts because then if you burn the bridge or whatnot, it's a small bridge, and it's not a significant income buster. Whereas if you burn the bridge on, say, GM or a big car dealership or whatnot, then you're going to be sitting there, if you're like me anyway, kind of kicking yourself and being very upset and disappointed because it was a big account. So once I had the smaller accounts under my belt and felt better about what I do, had more knowledge about what I do, could answer those questions more effectively, then I felt more confident going after the bigger accounts, and it's been working.
Now, have you found because of your experience and your confidence that you're getting a lot less questions than you did before?
Sometimes. I think I still run into people that have a lot of questions, and I know that, you know, in the training that I've gotten from you, that indicates that I'm saying or doing something not exactly the best. So I'm still fine-tuning and still learning. But the questions have changed, I guess, would be a better answer. Some of the questions have changed. They're not the same.
Okay. Now, one of the things I wanted to tell all of you guys, and I forgot to mention this about Malcolm. Malcolm is on track to become senior consultant pretty quickly here. Lisa's on track with all of the production that she has going on to be promoted to regional director. And it's through the consistency of both of these people that are doing this. And now keep in mind, you know, all of us come into this and come into CEO with something that could possibly hold us back from doing CEO as much as we'd like. And I want to give kudos to Malcolm because he's kind of blazing trails, if you will, on the East Coast. And we're really getting, like, the systems that we have in place or we've had in CEO have really been strong in Michigan and Illinois. And Malcolm's out there blazing trails as far as being a trendsetter, you know, out on the East Coast. And Lisa has been very consistent and has shown that eventually if you keep doing a lot of the small little things every single week, that the big things happen. And Lisa, you know, Malcolm might have not have had the systems that we have in Michigan out on the East Coast, but he's doing it anyway. Lisa right now is in the middle of building a house, and that has not been the most stress-free thing that you can possibly think about. in between trying to build a house and being a great mother and wife and all of these things that she's committed to, she still has had time on a consistent basis to be able to commit to CEO to grow her business. And she's any roadblock that has come her way is she's just found as a way to experience to not go through it again the next time. And I really am proud of both of these people. I wanted to let you guys know. I rather interview people on these corporate calls than me just talk, and I think that you guys can learn. I think that Malcolm and I think Malcolm and Lisa really are going to go and do great things with CEO because they haven't stopped when adversity has hit them, whether it's in their personal life or if it's in CEO. And, we look at accounts. Every account does matter, and especially if you're not a senior consultant right now, you're not really in a position to be picky and choosy. Well, I'm in CEO, and if I were in CEO and had some experience with commercial accounts, I would not think that I was better than anything until I was senior consultant. Everything starts there, and Lisa worked really hard to get there right off the bat. I mean, that was a focus. She probably hated hearing it coming out of my mouth. I'm sure some of you are probably sick of me talking about senior consultant every time on these phone calls, but she did it. And I remember she was like 1 week away from, she just needed like 7 more points. And it was a stretch for her to get that like in a certain amount of days, but not only did she do that, I think she doubled the number in that week of time, and she went and she got to be a senior consultant. Everything starts there, guys. I mean, I can't tell you how awesome it is. The things that have changed in this company in the past 10 months have been beyond fantastic. Everybody that's in the administration of our company is doing more things every single week, trying to create huge ways for us to help our clients out and grow massive incomes. And if I didn't tell you guys this, or if you didn't catch this, I've been in this company almost since the beginning, and it's an amazing thing when you get in on a weekend, you check your commission report, and the commission report is so dang long because I was only paid one way before, and now I'm getting paid 5 different ways on just one account that I never had access to before. At senior consultant, you can get up to 3 different ways on that one account versus just one. So, guys, I can't tell you, what an awesome feeling it is to just see your commission reports explode because you get paid multiple different ways. I can't tell you how exciting it is that even if you wanted to be lazy with this company, that you got a team that's doing so many wonderful things that you can't even, that you're so busy with people sending you bills or accounts or needing help, getting more clients or whatever, or maybe new agents. We are in an amazing time right now in CEO, and it's only getting better with every month, and it only gets better. And I can tell you this, I love building a team. I love the fact that I've got a Lisa Cornell in my group. I love the fact that I got a Malcolm O'Brien and all the other great teammates I have in my organization. But these two lately have really been showing that they are not, they're just going to keep moving ahead, keep plowing forward. Their paychecks are just going to be through the roof at some point. They're going to have options that most people that have jobs don't have. They're going to have more control of their time. They're going to get a check every single month, whether they work that month or not. And I know that Nathan has mentioned, he's been on fishing trip after fishing trip, and he's got a sales organization that's closing 20 houses here and Burger King's here and all over the place. Just think about that. Think about, if you have a job right now, and I know that most people need to have one temporarily, but, CEO is a legitimate way for you to transfer out of your job if you wanted to at some point. I'm not saying do it today, but at some point you can build a real business here that you get a check every single month that could match what you're making in your job. I just went to on a personal note, I just went to a funeral yesterday, and a very dear friend of mine at the age of 49 died of cancer. And can you imagine being in a situation where you're a husband or a spouse, or you got a mother or sister or whatever, and you want to be with your family, the final days of their life, and you can't because you got to be in a job. CEO eventually for you could replace that. CEO is not going to stop cutting your check every single month because you've earned it. You've helped the client find out if they're being overcharged, and you get a check every single month where you have control over your time to do whatever you want, vacation with your family, if you need to take off to be with a relative that needs you or a friend that needs you or whatever that might be. I mean, we have the CEO gives you options, and you can take it as far as you want to. You don't have to quit your job to do this if you don't want to. You might just want to get out of debt or save for retirement or your kids' college education or be able to do things with your kids or supplement your retirement income if you're retired. CEO has so many different options. All you have to do is take advantage of it, and it's getting better every single week. And the things that are coming down the line are just absolutely fantastic. Our co-founders and everybody that's administratively handling everything with our company is totally committed to us, the sales force, to move forward in a direction where we have an unlimited income potential, that's going to be easier to have an unlimited income, that it's going to be easier to bring on new agents, it's going to be easier to train these new agents. All we have to do is put our personal stake in the game and do what it takes to get where we need to go. And everything, again, starts with senior consultant. So with that note, guys, it is about 1:26. I'm going to open up the lines. If any of you have any questions that you might have for Lisa or Malcolm or myself or comments that you would like to make, feel free to do so. I'm going to *5 it right now so the lines are open. All right, everybody, I got the lines open. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments?
Yeah, I just want to, this is Malcolm, just want to comment Ed Sullivan. He's been slamming it up here. I think he just got a couple more bills too, Ed, just to let you know, Will.
Well, thanks, Malcolm. Yeah, Ed is tearing it up. And, you guys are in a great position to be in a state where electricity is deregulated. So you guys keep doing the work that you guys are doing out there, and you're gonna have fantastic checks later down the road.
I hear you. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you guys would like to discuss? If not, I know I try to keep these calls down to 30 minutes, and but I want you to, if you have any questions that are on your mind, just keep go ahead and shoot them out there.
Hey, Will, this is Ed Sullivan from Boston.
Hey, Ed.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you, Malcolm,
Good.
for that. You helped me a lot, Malcolm. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
What the Affinity program? What's that all about?
That's a total separate scenario that could be a whole other training call, and I can talk to you off the conference call for that. So.
Oh, okay.
That's yeah. It's kind of separate from how we do. There's a CEO way that we have kind of just standard, and that's kind of a whole different other program. So.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. Any other questions out there? Well, with that being said, guys, first off, I want to thank all of you for being on the call. I really want a very special thank you out to Malcolm and Lisa for allowing me to interview you guys. You guys definitely have given our field force some carrots, if you will, some little tidbits of treasure of what they can use to go forth and do good things with CEO. And so with that being said, everybody, I want to thank you to your success. I'll see all of you at the top. Let's go make it happen. Have a good one.
Have a good day.